Hey everyone, welcome back to some more question and answers. So in this video we have about 6 questions or so. So let's get this started with here. Alright, so first question comes from Christopher, I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher your name here, Predison? Sorry, I know that's wrong. Christopher Predison's how I'm gonna say it. They ask, can I have a beta and dwarf frog in a 10-gallon tank? Yes. I mean, a lot of people do keep dwarf frogs in with betas, but this again goes back to the question of how aggressive is your beta. If you have a very aggressive beta, you very well might actually kill the dwarf frog. If your beta is not aggressive, you should be okay with having the dwarf frog in with the beta, especially in a 10-gallon tank. That's a good sized tank. So I would say you should be good. You should be good to go, but do keep an eye on them. Make sure that your beta is not trying to kill the dwarf frog, and if that does happen, you will of course have to separate them. So if you notice the beta attacking the frog at all, get them out of there right away. But for the most part, you should be okay, as a lot of people do keep these two together. Alright, second question here comes from Khaki91. They asked, how many tanks do I have? I have about 8 tanks right now. 3 of which do not have anything in them. So I have a 1.5 gallon tank, which I do not recommend for a beta, but my beta that's in there is handicapped, which is why she has a small tank. Then I have a 2 gallon, kind of longer and wider tank. It has a beta in it. I have I think it's 3 or 3.5 gallon Eli Half Moon tank that has a beta in it. I have a Marineland 3 gallon tank that has a beta in it. And then I have the tank that's in front of you, which is a 16-gallon Fluval, which has a beta and some other small fish in there, along with a Cory or 2. Then I have, well, those are tanks that have fish in them. Then I have 2 5-gallon tanks, neither of which have fish in them. One has live plants, so the other one does not. I'm hopefully going to be putting some shrimp into one of them, probably the one with live shrimp. And then my last tank is I think it's about 3 gallons, and that is a Marineland. So yeah, those are the tanks I have right now. But then my brother has it's a 44 or something like that bow front tank that's in our that's pretty much in our kitchen, that has salt water in it, which I've actually never done a video on, and I hope to do one on soon here. Alright, then third question here comes from Kayla Pelkey. Sorry if I messed up your name again. They asked, what do I use for filter media? They actually had 2 questions here. So first one was, what do I use for filter media? All the tanks I have, they all just have like standard filters that came with them. So I just use the cartridges that came with them, which is pretty much just like filter floss and carbon. And some of them have a extra little biological part to them. The tank in front of you again, which is the Fluval Vista 16. This one has an Aqua Clear in it, which again I just have what the Aqua Clear came with, which is a filter sponge. It comes with carbon, and then it has some biological stuff on top. So I just use the basic stuff for them. Then your second question was, what filter do I like the most for beta tanks? That is the Deep Blue Professionals Nano filter. There are many of them, or many like it, on Amazon, as well as the filter itself. They usually range between 15 to 20 bucks or so. They're excellent, very small filters. They only do, I think it's like 10 or 15 gallons per hour at most. And they're very, very, very adjustable to where the water's almost not even coming out. So it's just like trickling out of the filter. Definitely give that filter a look. Alright, and then actually I've done a video on that in the past, on that filter. So if you want to give that a look at, please do. Again, really cool, nice little filter, and not too expensive. Question 4 here comes from Campbell Graham. They asked tips for keeping ghost shrimp, and how many can they put in a 3.5 or 2 gallon tank. Nice thing about shrimp is that they do not take up very much bioload. So you can stuff a whole bunch of them into a tank. Just make sure that you are keeping the tank nice and clean, just like you would with a fish or anything. So pretty much tips for keeping them is, if you have them in with other if you have them in with fish, such as a betta or something like that, they will usually get enough food from what the fish do not get. Since they are bottom feeders, they will pick up anything off the tank's bottom that your fish do not eat. So usually they do not need much food, but you can give them. And when I had them, I actually don't have any at the moment. Usually just give them like a little bit of an algae wafer or a shrimp pellet or bottom feeder pellet about once a week or so. Then if nothing ate it overnight, clean it out of the tank, get rid of it. That way it does not foul up your water, make your water nasty, get your sick fish and whatnot. Get your fish sick and whatnot. I mean, kind of the problem with them is I think they've just been so over reproduced, and then, you can find them everywhere. And one place do have them, they have like a bazillion of them. So I think a lot of them do end up dying, and if you do give them the best care you can possibly give them. So I guess when you do buy some, it's sad to say, but you kind of have to expect some of them to die. Then too, if you keep them in with fish, a lot of fish will eat them, including bettas, especially if they are small ghost shrimp. So I guess a tip would be is to buy more. You can buy a decent amount of them, because some of them will sadly die on you, one way or another. At least in my own personal experience, that's how it's been. Then how many for a 3.5 gallon or a 2 gallon tank? I mean, you could probably do, for a 3.5 gallon tank, you probably could put up to like 10. I mean, you could even do more if you really wanted to. Personally, in a 3.5 gallon tank, I probably would put about between 5 to 10, and for a 2 gallon tank, I'd put in somewhere around 5. But now if you read things online, you can put a whole bunch more into those sized tanks, because again, shrimp do not have much bite load. But personally, yeah, I do like 5 to 10, somewhere in there. Alright, question number 5 comes from Just Effing Kill Me already. Sorry, I'm not going to say her actual full name there. He was kind of PG. So they asked, what variation of betta is my favorite? My personal favorite is probably the, people are going to say this way different ways than I probably will, but the placket, the P-L-A-K-A-T, I think that's how it's spelled. I call it placket, or placat. You might say it some other way. I don't know why, I just really like them. All the ones I've had have been very, very energetic. And then I would even say like Half Moon placket are my favorite, going above just the placket. I know they're nice, bigger fins, I guess, or full-fledged fins, if that makes any sense. They just look a bit nicer than just a normal placket. But yeah, I do like them. Second, I would say is probably the Half Moon. Now they actually have a nice full-blown finnage. Yeah, I would have to say the Half Moon placket, and then just Half Moon after that one. Alright, then number 6 here. They actually asked a couple questions again. This is from Reptile King. They asked if I can show the snakes in a video. So last time I mentioned that my brother has a whole bunch of ball pythons. I should be able to do that. I mean, of course, I would have to have him in on the video or something. But I should be able to do that in a different video. I won't do that in this video. Yeah, so I guys kind of look forward to that one. And then they asked, do I still have my tarantula? Sadly, I do not have my tarantula anymore. I had her for a decent while, or him, I'm not sure what it was. And for a decent while, but then the one time he started molting and he just never came out of it, or it never came out of the molt, sadly, and it ended up passing away. But now my brother actually does have one. It's a different type. I think it's like a Mexican knee tarantula or something like that. I might be way off on that name. My brother does have one right now. But maybe I can show that off in a video as well. Alright guys, so again, if you have any more questions for me that you would like me to answer in next week's video, please do leave me a comment below, and I will answer those questions for you to the best of my ability. Again, just leave me a question in the comments below. And of course, if you have any other questions they want me to answer right away, you can of course leave those as well in any of my videos, and I will try my best again to get to them. Alright, thank you all very much for watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye.